our final panelist, Afrah Aamer. She's a quantum computing researcher, which even I am very new to, so I would love to hear what it means, and please introduce yourself.
All right, hi guys, I'm Afrah, and currently I'm doing research in quantum computing, primarily in the cryptography region of quantum computing. So that is where my interest in Web 3.0 and cryptography, that's how it stemmed out. And when we're talking about, blockchain, Web 3.0, essentially what it is, it's basically blockchain at the core of it, and essentially it is cryptography. So basically you're taking whatever message, you're encrypting it, and that's how you are, building trust with the user. But what if this trust is not trustable? So here's where quantum computing comes into play. Quantum computing challenges the very core of blockchain itself, which is encryption. So there's actually this algorithm called Shor's algorithm, which was, I think, discovered around 10 years ago, 15 years ago. So theoretically, it is possible to break public key encryption, cryptography, I mean. So it's evolving at such a rate that it's threatening Web 3.0 according to me. So which is why I am coming into play to make Web 3.0 future-proof. So these are some things that we need to take into consideration because Web 3.0 is still not here yet. So we need to put some, laws into place or some regulations or some technologies into place that will make Web 3.0 solid and, safe in whatever, position it is essentially. So yeah, that's where I am in this domain.
Yeah, I mean, quantum computing in itself is a very powerful processing unit. So you're right about it. I never thought about how that's going to be maybe the start of Web 4.0. So
exactly, that's what. But I wouldn't go so far as to saying quantum internet would be Web 4.0 because I would like quantum computing to be a part of Web 3.0 because I want quantum computing here and now. Yeah. I want it now. So I don't want it to be far in the future, and I want it to be a friend of blockchain instead of an enemy.
No, that sounds great. I'll definitely be your friend. I don't want any bad blood here, but no, since we are anyway talking about Web 2.0 transitioning to Web 3.0, I would like to understand from you, so what are the core fundamentals of Web 3.0 that you see staying here for the future, and where is it that it's going? Like obviously, quantum computing is a processing unit, but in terms of use case, I want to talk about application. Where is it going? What do you see?
So basically, in terms of applications, the thing is, when we talk about quantum computing, it's essentially a completely different type of way of computing. So it's not the zeros and ones that we're used to. So it'll be a totally different type of networking system. There is a quantum network. It is based on entanglement. So essentially your atoms will be, entangled in such a way that there will be an established connection between two devices, implicitly. You don't have to explicitly state these, things. So it is at the core of the network. So right now we are at Web 2.0. We'll probably need a Web 2.5 for us to transition to Web 3.0, and maybe in the future to transition to quantum internet, we might need a Web 3.5. So it's a long story, but at the end of the day, the fundamentals are the same, the theory is the same. We need to see how we are going to advance further in the future, and since all of you guys are young, it is good to hop on to new technologies right now itself, and quantum is such a field.
Oh, that's great. Thanks for your insights.
I'd also like to add on, Mr. Srinivas, Mr. Anish and Abhishek sir's comments, especially on the one where Mr. Anish sir said that just focus on what's the problem and then see what you can fit to solve the problem. Because a lot of the times, especially in our colleges and, in our academia, we focus on the technology and then we try to forcefully, embed it and find some problem to, forcefully push it through. So there are technologies, there are so many technologies out there. You have to focus on what's your calling. You have to be familiar with a lot of technologies like these gentlemen were saying here. But you have to essentially realize what is your calling, what do you have faith in, what do you think is going to be the next breakthrough, and it'll come, especially as a student who has already been, I've always been surrounded by computers throughout my life growing up. My dad is a computer engineer. I have like 4 computers in my home since I was a little child, and it was nothing new for me. But yeah, I never felt that connected with regular computing. But when I found out about quantum computing and the physics behind it, that just spoke to me, and I was like, yeah, this is like the fundamental basics of how, the world works. And essentially, quantum computing basically, it tries to mimic real life. And when you run a quantum computer, it actually changes, it morphs itself into the solution that you require. So it is something that is based on reality, and that is going to have some drastic changes, and that's how I was, drawn towards it, and how I found out that it can have, these lasting impacts and stuff like that. So you have to familiarize with all these technologies and focus on what problem you find yourself, solving. And then you see what technology you're calling for and what problem you want to solve, how you can align them both, and how you can add value to it. So that's my closing statement over here. It was lovely speaking to all of you guys. Thanks for being attentive.
Thank you so much, guys.